right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn. Look what we have here. Temperatures trending downward as our storm prospects really start to increase. Oh, and speaking of storms, I'm tracking some action out there tonight. It's all ahead in your weather impact forecast.
Cardinals legend Larry Fitzgerald's career comes full circle as he takes his place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I'm Tiani Jadling in Tempe. The Lowkey Piano Bar closes its doors after almost 12 years of business. What the owner and the performers are telling us after their long run tonight.
I'm Trisha Hendricks. Cars lined up before sunrise. Hundreds of Valley families waiting for help putting food on the table. Coming up, why one local organization says demand has more than doubled since SNAP cuts hit Arizona. We'll explain what they're doing to keep up.
12 News at 10 starts now.
Okay, check this out. We got some pop-up storms hitting the valley tonight. Here's a look at our 12 News roof cam. You can see that lightning off in the distance, looking to be northwest of Phoenix. Thank you so much for watching 12 News at 10. I'm Chase Golightly. We begin with a weather impact alert today. Marks 17 days in a row that Phoenix has been under an extreme heat warning. Meteorologist Chris Dunn joining us now. But Chris, we saw that lightning off in the distance. Talk about some potential storms. Could it take the edge off of the heat that we're facing?
We would really love for that to happen. Unfortunately, the storms are few and far between, and it doesn't look like it's going to have any significant impact on our temperatures tonight. This is the satellite and radar. We'll zoom into some of these areas. This is actually the leftovers from storms that moved through Coconino and Yavapai counties just to the north of Lake Pleasant, and now sliding through Wickenburg. And then along I-10, there is a blowing dust advisory in effect right now. So if you're getting ready to head out west of town right now from, say, Buckeye and through Tonopah, watch out. There's a lot of lightning actually right along I-10, and there will be areas of blowing dust along this section of roadway. Back in the valley, meanwhile, we're tracking some outflow boundaries. We talk about these a lot during the monsoon, and that's the gusty outflow from earlier storms. You can see like the thin green line that's moving through just past South Mountain right now, just south of downtown. Sometimes these can generate new storms, not totally ruling that out, but for the most part, I think we have a fairly quiet night, but because we do have some active weather out there, and we will have more active weather over the coming days, you might want to go ahead and download the Live 24/7 streaming app with the Live 24/7 radar and much more. You can watch all of our newscasts on your TV, and you can download that and stream it now. 113 today's high. That was not a record. 116 was the record high. Still is. 100 right now, a 60-degree dew point, so that humidity is still in the air. And we're getting some of the outflow from those thunderstorms off to the northwest. The wind's north-northwest at 18 miles per hour. And it's not just those impressive afternoon highs. We dropped to 95 degrees this morning for a record warm morning low. Temperatures tumbling, storm chances going up. We'll talk about that coming up with your forecast. Chase?
Looking forward to it. Chris, thanks. An update to an active police scene in Avondale last night after a driver crashed into a home, injuring a woman inside. It happened around 9 o'clock near Van Buren Street in Avondale. Police say the man driving the car had been shot. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The woman inside the house was also hospitalized, but she's expected to be okay. A nearby home was also struck by gunfire. Anyone with information is asked to contact Avondale Police or Silent Witness. Police are also looking for information in connection to a shooting outside of Phoenix Strip Club. It happened near 19th Avenue in Peoria around 2 o'clock this morning. Officers found one person who had been shot. The victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police tell us they believe the victim and suspect knew each other, but so far, no arrests have been made. We're also tracking several crashes tonight, two of which turned deadly. First in Tempe, a man has died after crashing his car along Mill Avenue near 13th Street. This happened around 4 a.m. Police have not yet shared his identity or what they believe led up to this crash. Then just a half hour later, a car crashed into a wall in downtown Phoenix near 7th Avenue and I-10. Two people inside were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The front seat passenger, 51-year-old Kelly Green, died on the way to the hospital. Police say the driver may have suffered a medical event causing the crash. Impairment is not believed to be a factor. And actually right now, 79th Avenue in McDowell is shut down after a car crash happened around 7:30. Two children were taken to the hospital with injuries, but they are expected to be okay. Police are now investigating whether speed or impairment were factors. New tonight, the Tohono O'odham Nation is making it clear no trespassing. Tribal leadership is calling attention to signs posted across the nation after reports that federal contractors have allegedly tried to enter tribal land to begin border wall construction. The nation says the restrictions apply to non-tribal members. Tribal leaders say law enforcement is on alert and prepared to turn back anyone who trespasses. As the sun was coming up this morning, hundreds of Valley families were already in line waiting for help with groceries. 12 News journalist Trisha Hendricks shows us why one local organization says the need has more than doubled since SNAP cuts hit Arizona.
Since July of 2025, there has been about 450,000 Arizonans who lost their benefits to SNAP.
Not able to have food, starving, so it's definitely a tremendous help to help the people. And every second and fourth Saturday, we're here.
Cuts to federal SNAP benefits are hitting thousands of Arizona families hard. And local food banks are feeling it too. St. Vincent de Paul says the number of families seeking emergency food assistance has more than doubled since the cuts took effect.
A lot of those people are seniors, people who have lost benefits to SNAP, children with single moms, single dads. We're seeing a lot of these families worried that they just don't know how they're going to feed their kids.
This weekend, the organization is handing out food boxes to more than 200 families at its Watkins campus, now holding these distributions twice a month just to keep up with demand.
Families tell us that it saves them about $100 every time they come to our distributions. And so if we can help them in that way, it's just another way of homelessness prevention.
Here, volunteers are stocking a wide variety for families to choose from.
Roast, chicken, we have ribs we've been giving away.
For the volunteers packing boxes, it's more than a task, it's personal.
It's just a blessing to be able to give back to the community and help people in their time of need. One day you may be in the same situation, so you want to make sure there's a place open for you, just like it is for everyone else. So it's definitely a blessing to see the smiles on their faces and the gratitude.
Potatoes.
With SNAP benefits cut and food costs still climbing, St. Vincent de Paul says these distributions will keep going every second and fourth Saturday at the Watkins campus, as long as the need is there.
You're a happy crew. Hi.
Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
If you've ever walked down Mill Avenue, chances are you've probably heard of Lowkey Piano Bar. The Tempe spot has entertained crowds for more than a decade, but this weekend, it's closing its doors for good. 12 News journalist Tiani Jadling joins us live in Tempe. And Tiani, what are the owners telling you about this?
Chase, the owners are telling me it's a bittersweet moment. They've really enjoyed their time on Mill Avenue, but despite trying to power through, financially things just weren't lining up. For more than a decade, this place has entertained thousands of people from across the valley. Lowkey Piano Bar is more than just a bar. It's been a place for live music, entertainment, and community. But after Sunday, its time on Mill Avenue will come to an end.
Sucks that that all good things come to an end, but here we are.
Owner Austin Walters says the bar has faced many of the same challenges as other businesses along Mill Avenue.
Rents keep going up and sales go down, and obviously those two things don't math. So
Walters says declining sales paired with rising costs ultimately made it difficult to keep going.
over the years, people have complained about the prices in Arizona on Mill Avenue specifically, and sales have declined, a little over year over year. So here we are.
But the closure isn't just impacting the business, it's also hitting the people who have made this place what it is. Fuad Melki has played piano here for nearly 10 years.
It was home, and it's definitely like losing part of myself that we're not going to be able to be here anymore.
He says playing here 3 to 4 nights a week made up a majority of his income. But for him, it was also about connecting with the community.
The grief hasn't quite sunk in, for me. I'm kind of trying to get through the weekend and still put on a good show. I try not to bring any of my personal stuff on stage. I got to put on a show, and we're going to put on a good show.
Now, the owner tells me he owns and operates several of these piano bars similar to Lowkey across the country. But as far as this location here on Mill Avenue, the send-off is this weekend. Live in Tempe, I'm Tiani Jadaling. Chase.
Tiani, I gotta ask you, it looks like there's a very long line of people waiting to get in. How many people do you think are out there right now trying to get one last show in?
Okay, I'm gonna step to the sides just so you can see how long the line is. It's pretty far down. When the bar opened at 7 p.m., the line was not nearly this long. I mean, it was a steady flow. People were walking in, but the line for the bar is well down, what is that, 6th Street? And people are waiting in the line. It's consistent. I think they're trying to get their very last take-in of this Lowkey Piano Bar, either today or tomorrow, before they say goodbye.
Of course, yeah. I mean, this is the last weekend to do it. Tiani, thank you so much. Still to come on 12 News at 10, a look behind the badge. Glendale families getting up close with police vehicles, drones, and gear. That's next. Plus, an exclusive one-on-one interview with new Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald as 12 Sports continues coverage from Canton.